We are live. I know I'm late. I know. I cannot adequately describe. My mic seems really high in the... It's a little better, I guess. I cannot adequately describe how crazy things have been for me. It's not just the sad thing we talked about, right? The dog. There's other things too. I almost canceled, but I couldn't leave you guys hanging. And we're gonna change it up a little bit today. Okay. So glad I'm streaming. I'm glad I am too. I do have to go into the office tomorrow like an adult. So no 3 a.m. streams. And then before we get started, I don't understand why my streamer bot is broken. Am I not logged in? I'm so new to it. I had it up and running. I'm logged out. Let me see if I can quickly fix this. Why can't things just work? Sorry. I'm gonna give up if I can't figure it out here in a second. No, it's like none of my settings saved, you guys. Like all that code that I built and like it was working and shit. I'm sad. I will fix that. I just won't fix it live. I see how I'm connected and I guess I was in like an unsaved state. Ooh, earlier this week. Store just really quickly. I think they're lost. Lost. Maybe I'll go back. I know what I'll do. I'll go back to Saturday night's stream where I can see all of the stuff that I did. I've recorded it. I'm all connected now. The next time I fix it, it'll stay fixed. It's sad. Okay, let's catch up with chat and we'll keep going. It's not that things are bad, right? Things are okay, right? The dog thing sucks, but we're, moving past that. It is what it is. It's not that things are bad. It's just that my brain is so full of so many other things and I'm being pulled in so many directions. It's really difficult. That's the biggest issue more than anything else. So I don't want to not be here. Plus June 2nd was announced for 1.2. So that's exciting. Let's chat about that actually. All right, so let's load the game and I want to chat about 1.2. All right. When 1.2 goes live on June 2nd, I will be playing 1.2. The version of the game that I load will be 1.2. Okay, I'm not gonna hold back a version or something like that. Now, does that mean that there's gonna be a few days, a few weeks of no Sky UI? Probably. Could be, I don't know. We'll have to see. I haven't checked today. Let's do a little checkarooski. Yeah, I don't think anything's gonna pop until it hits, right? So that's fine. Now, if you've been around my channel long enough, you know what happened when 1.0 shipped. And essentially, I could not finish my save. The thing is that it wasn't just because I ran out of time for 1.0. Sorry, a chat distracted me. It was also because the save was getting unplayable. It was getting truly unplayable. Okay, and so it made sense for me to stop and switch. I am finishing this playthrough. Okay, now am I gonna spend as many weeks in the playthrough as we hoped? Between the time that I am done and Satisfactory Plus hits? No. I would have loved to have not hit 1.2 properly until August. That would have been ideal, right? It's not in the cards and it's okay. So what does that look like for the content? Well, we have 1 to 2 more Star Rupture streams. And then we're probably not going to be playing, well, we're definitely not going to be, we were never going to start another Star Rupture playthrough in the current update, right? Now, when and if and whenever there's another Star Rupture update, we will cross that bridge when we come to it. I am not going to pre-decide that right now. But chances are the plate is very full. The plate is very full. This may be the last Friday night, maybe the last Star Rupture stream for quite a while. Okay, so if you enjoy Star Rupture, make sure you come out to it. All right, what about the big series, the headliner, Satisfactory Plus? Obviously, I cannot play Satisfactory Plus on 1.2 until Satisfactory Plus can be played on 1.2. All right, so think of it like this. Think of it like a bunch of if-then statements. There's a bunch of nested if-then statements, okay? And the number one priority that will absolutely happen is we finish this playthrough. That's the only thing I can tell you for sure. Okay, unless I get hit by a truck in the morning. Okay, we will be finishing this playthrough. Okay. Damn, that looks good, doesn't it? Doesn't it? I think it does. Now, once this playthrough is done, and 1.0 is and 1.2 is live, and Satisfactory Plus can be played on 1.2, right? All three of those things have to be true. This playthrough has to be finished, and 1.2 has to be live, and Satisfactory Plus has to be live on 1.2. When all of those things happen, I will start my Satisfactory Plus. And I pretty much decided I'm doing hardest possible mode. The only caveat is that I am not going to restrict handcrafting. Okay? I will handcraft. Other than that, we are doing the hardest possible mode as long as Satisfactory Plus allows for that, and it should. Okay. And then I can probably only do one big Satisfactory Plus stream a week because I want to get back to making edited episodes, and we're going to be in it for the long haul. Okay. And so what do I stream the rest of the week? That's where the Melkor and me's speed running comes in. Okay, so there'll be Satisfactory Plus nights and there'll be speed running nights. And the speed running we'll have to figure out because it's going to be a marathon. Chances are, guys, I'm going to be switching up. I'm going to make Friday night the serious night where we play Satisfactory Plus, and then Saturday during the day a little bit so that we can get the full speed run in one run. Anyway, it's a work in progress. I'm still working it out with Melkor, but that dude cannot play a speed run on Friday night. He can't do it because he has to work on Friday. But if he goes to sleep and he sleeps in, he can get up and we can play during the day on Saturday like we were with Ashes of Creation, right? And pull a good hard 12 hours. So that's kind of the setup. I think I said hi to everybody. Lena, Rhino, Rave, Course, and Oki, Korethal, full of leave-ins as well. Yeah. So yeah, the current settings really make this look good. I am not gonna lie. Sometimes I impress even myself. And then of course we had plenty of help dialing in these settings. Oh. If I had to pick like one favorite shot, I love my Nostromo fueling station. I really, really do. Your father-in-law just left, flew back to Cali. Nice. Wedding, yeah. Yeah, Ray has a bunch of stuff going on with her life too. So there you go. There's the rundown of what the plan is. What am I working on? What I'm working on affects the channel. I am building something. We'll talk about it. I'll continue to talk about it. I vote you keep wonky trucks in 1.2. We'll have to see. So that's a good segue. Yeah, they're absolute chaos, Korethal says. All right, so let's move into what we're doing today in the stream. I've been a little bit chatty. Shocked, right? Korethal and Cubewave have spent the last week or more going through and troubleshooting. I have a list of things to take a look at that will give us, now I'm gonna make sure I agree with them, right? I'm not gonna just blindly follow it, but we're going to step through some of this, you guys. All right, I think Cubewave has a smaller list. So I was thinking of going through that one first and knocking it out. I think Korethal has a very exhaustive list. Now there's going to be some overlap too, right? So this is what we got. All right. Now my guess is that the description of the problem is they are probably going to nail that 100%, right? We'll have to see if I agree with the fixes. And some of these fixes will be multi-layered and iterative. So we're going to have to, you know, make some changes and then come back later. So that's kind of where we're at. But we'll see. The thing that I want to fix, number one, is this one right here. Just adding a single block signal fixed a decent portion of the issues with United. Not sure exactly what Korethal did, but I just added a block signal. This is the one I want to do first. And I want to see it in action before I just add the block signal. Okay, so think of it like hot and cold. They've gotten me in the right area. But I have to get myself the rest of the way there. Where is the... Oh, it's over here. By the way, we've been chatting this week in the members channel, the members only channel in the Discord. So if you are a member, don't forget that exists. Okay. What is happening here? Why isn't his ass all the way in? There it goes. They were literally like backed up. Well, they needed to be there. Interesting. Let's turn the lights on. Hold on one second, guys. Oh my god, it's Minikin. Chat bugged. I don't have my combined chat. I already missed it. You told him hell no? You mean that's not the latest version? Hell no, we won't go. I'll post the latest version, suckers. Repost the latest version, you guys. I see Korethal's. Either way, I want to see how this looks. Dude, the YouTube is broken again. It's really frustrating. I really missed that combined chat I had last week. I just had a picture. I don't have the link, you guys. It's like 400 pages before. Somebody repost the link. Ain't nobody got time for that. So this is the United Tower. I did not see the blocking. The problem was the copper, I heard. Yeah, that's gonna be this. You know, maybe it's just something as simple as throwing another train in the line. Yeah, definitely out of copper. What is that? Okay. Let's see if this is even full. Well, at least it's full. So that's good news. That path. Is that a path? That is a path. I should have let them through. It's true. All right, thanks, Korethal. Now, I wonder if this is gone enough for it to fully... As long as it doesn't take any back with it. These trains are very bunched up. I am not seeing where a block signal would be helping anybody. You like it here? Somewhere like this. Probably like it right here. It's probably where you like it. The blocks in Tyrell, right. As long as this is empty. So, I mean, that filled, but it's so funny. We have insane amount of copper, of iron, and not nearly enough copper. All right, so I think I'm good with this. Path in, block out. Path in, block out. Path in, block out. I don't see how this doesn't work. This should have worked. All right. Okay. I want to save P1 and T, the P's and the T's. Let's do some older towers. Lack of plastic at Hancock. That's what we're doing next. Lack of plastic at Hancock. We're gonna go take a look at that. And I know deep down why that's happening, and it's because I made an error. I said, what's the worst that could happen? Easiest fix is the missing truck. There's a missing truck. There's a missing truck. Missing truck. The truck bringing stators to Hancock from United Tower is missing? No. I see stators. This is Mr. United. Let's take a little ride, shall we? This poor man should be pulling in United Tower. Minikin speaking gibberish again. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was your cat. Evil incarnate. I think I'm riding the Stator truck. Maybe it broke in your version of the save. I'm sure it wasn't working on yours, but it seems to be working on mine. Yeah, Stator's to Hancock. Yeah, it's full. All right, so let's talk about plastic. I am burning a bunch of materials. Instead of doing things correctly, I'm doing them shittily. Are we shocked? We're burning a bunch of rubber, and we are... The truck is... bringing... I mean, the right fix for this is one rubber truck and one plastic truck, but I ran out of space, frankly. I mean, this is screwed up. This is not good, because what I'm doing is I'm burning the extra. It hasn't happened yet, but it will. Very interesting. So what we can do is we can tune down the... So the real fix for this, I don't think I'm going to do, because unless... No, that's not going to help us. Yeah, I'm not going to mess up my beautiful symmetry. Let's take a look at where this truck gets its material. Basically, when you keep one item in a truck alone, it helps to... It self-regulates. But this plastic and rubber together, one can block the other. I definitely do have a limiter here. I mean, look at what we're doing. I've got a Mark IV and then a little baby amount. You know, this is probably right. No, electromagnetic control rods are not used for anything. No. You know, the real problem for this is probably the lack of plastic. Are we burning any plastic anywhere? All right, we'll check that. It is possible. Likely, I would say, that the source of the problem is just we're not making enough plastic here. I don't see any other places. Okay, here we go. All right, so this was a problem, a major problem. This can't fire over into that. And then if they both back up, this is our solution. I don't know why I was sinking the overflow in front of this. See, now they're both backed up. All right, and here's our plastic. This plastic right here needs to be going to the Hancock. Mr. Hancock himself. And we're burning plastic here too, which I also don't like. Come on. Plastic. So what I'm going to do here, I really should have just searched it, and we'll do any undefined. Okay, what we're going to do here is we're going to dump our leftover plastic bro. In here. All right, let's watch it. And then what we have to do is go find the inefficiencies that's causing us to lose out on plastic. What is going on? Why are you not working? Oh, well, this one I understand. Wait. What? Okay. Well, we found a culprit. You guys see that? I wondered, I did notice that that wasn't moving. You're working on this. This happens with big save files. No. It was a misspell. It was this happens when Ken touches things. No, it's not a problem with the game. I just forgot to hook a belt up correctly. We are doing general troubleshooting this evening. Right now, we're trying to locate where all our plastic's going. Yeah, I mean, I built all this complicated load balance bullshit here, and then it wasn't even connected. And it hasn't been. For like 1,000 hours. Think of all the electromagnetic rods that could have been made in that time. Let's do a little bit of general troubleshooting in here. I feel like we found the worst of it there, but we do have some issues. Okay, and the issue is that we're not fully utilizing correctly all of the polymer resin. Okay. How do I know this? Because that is full. All right. So this is empty. And there, see? So it's a water problem. Fundamentally, I have a water flow problem on this top floor. I know that I have. Where's the plastic going? The plastic's going to the computer factory, aka the John Hancock building. I think this is this poor guy's first night here. Should we shock him? Are you sufficiently shocked? At a certain age, we all get water flow problems. It's true. It's true. Usually caused by plastics. Hey, Dracor. So where's this going? It is going into the John Hancock building there on the left. And it's just not quite getting enough plastic. Gumstitch, you're officially sufficiently shocked. What about this? And by the way, it looks good on all four sides. Just like your mom. Nice stinky your name on the Hancock. Notice that? Yeah. Imagine there's a random Mark 1 pipe under a pump that you can't find. It's true. It can happen. That probably actually has happened. There's a couple of places that are only getting 300 that should be getting 600. I mean, I guess it's not too bad. That's not that much polymer resin. I mean, obviously it adds up over time and it's not ideal, right? Yeah, Fatty's over here. So there's some machines somewhere not getting water. It's possible they're not getting oil, but it's less likely. It's full. It's probably the water. That oil would be empty if they weren't getting the oil, but it's full because they're not getting the water. Do I use a server? No, only my computer. Only my computer. So this is making fuel. I'm wondering if there's a very quick way. Yeah, we would see this one on the end and see that it doesn't have water. You don't know how this building was made, so that you unfortunately can't help me. Well, that's what this is about, right? Is learning how to troubleshoot. It isn't really about learning how it was made, right? By the way, thank you for the first time chatter, Hot Sizzle. It's about fundamental like ideas, right? So the oil storage was full. The oil storage was full proves that we're not running out of oil. Now I do suppose that it's possibly, well, I mean, this tells us right here. Is that one out or is that one out? We'll know. Is it an oil flow to this machine? That's the problem. So heavy oil residue is low, or is a water flow to the machine and water's low? Nice thing is it's this outside building, right? Ah, look at that. Now, the way that fluids manifold, this is 100%. All right, so this is 100%. That's very close, and it is suspicious, but that's at 100%. You're sinking plastic in the rocket fuel factory. Not anymore, I'm not. That's the first thing I fixed when I got there. Mikey. This one's also very dangerous, but it's at 100% as well. I wonder if there is a deeper reason than oil. That's the first thing I fixed. Nope, it's full on oil. It's full. Yeah, no worries. There was a belt. There was a busted ass belt. Just checking, boys. We'll check the perimeter. Uh-oh. Fuel's backed up, huh? Oh, Robert. Rubber and plastic are both backed up. I mean, we have faster belts now, guys. You've seen more complex worlds. So, I'm gonna tell you a story. When I was in high school and college, well, actually, growing up, my grandmother owned a local small locksmith shop. When I was in high school and college, my father took it over. And my father and my mother and I, we worked at the locksmith place. There was a recurring theme that would happen. My mother usually manned the front counter, and it's my mom and pop, okay? And a Lowe's is not too far. It's right around the corner. And what would happen pretty often is somebody would come in and they'd ask for a key to be made, and we'd give them the price. And I'm thinking of several times where my mother would give them the price and they would say, well, it's only 99 cents over at Lowe's. Why is it $3 here? And then she'd say, well, then go get it at Lowe's. And the reason that it's 99 cents at Lowe's is because it doesn't work. I mean, they work, but it's not the same. So it made me think of that when I'm, talking about how complex the world is. And then a viewer goes, I've seen more complex worlds. Well, feel free. You can get your keys made at Lowe's, sir. Okay, so what we have is actually probably the most simple fix. The biggest problem that I have is the color of the belts. I've made a mistake somewhere in terms of peeling this out of the line. We're making it. I'm just not getting it off this floor fast enough. And instead of finding exactly where the problem is, I'm just gonna hit it with a sledgehammer and upgrade the belt speed, because that's the kind of guy that I am. All right, now Because what we have to do is we have to get these freed up. I'm giving up on the math. Yep, I'm going spaghetti, guys. You heard it here first. Yeah, this is the main plastic supply. So we're gonna upgrade because it's acting as a bottleneck. We have to get it off this floor faster. Is the game laggy for me? Depends on your definition of laggy. I get FPS drops when I look at the 200,000 signs I have on my save. That happens. Look at that. We're already freed up. I'm gonna finish it just so that it's the same. The rest of this line on this side. This rubber is not moving at all. It's not good. And frankly, I didn't spend enough time on this save, really. On this save. On this floor. I spent it all on the other two floors. What's my power graph look like? I'll show you in a sec. Oh, it's right here. It's hard to say because everything's so tall. My power is pretty steady. A lot of this fluctuation isn't from the actual factory production here, right? So 269, 480, 48, you know, 270, right? 269.5. We can take a look at that too. That's something interesting to see. I don't want it here. There's several different colors happening down here. So we can't have that rubber back up. Just watch it for a sec. Let me catch up. Rocket fuel? Yeah. No, it's just rocket fuel. There it goes. And this one's backed up too, bro. The real problem here, guys, is that I have forgotten most of this save. But we cannot be backing up. Because when we back up, other bad things happen. Yeah, see, there's the rocket fuel. Packaged rocket fuel. Okay. All right, let's check out and see if we have increased our percentages. Not once have you seen a single person used iodine fuel for power, because it sucks. The math don't math. But listen, right? The people that get far enough in Satisfactory to get to ionized fuel It's a self-selecting group. Okay. If you're doing ionized fuel, if you're in a position where you can do ionized fuel, you know by definition, because you can do ionized fuel, not to do ionized fuel. Okay. All right, let's go back some more. I've made a little bit of ionized fuel for my jetpack. I think that's the only thing it's useful for. Yeah, we're kind of sledgehammering a bit, boys. I'm ready to move on though. Let's go to, actually, let's check the most important light in the game. I have a built-in indicator for if we are running efficiently in here. And looks like it's not on. So we could do a little bit of checking. The single solitary red light. Okay, so do you see all the green lights that way? And all the green lights that way? And all the green lights down there? And all the green lights there? Okay, so there's like 400 of them. I have one red light out of 400, right? That's not 99%. Okay, that's top 0.25%. So we're pretty good on efficiency. The only way that this goes green and stays green if I am exactly, perfectly 100% efficient on my power. Okay? And it's okay. Right? We're 20 short. Right? You can still go and look. Yeah, on fuel generators. Well, that's where it's going to be, right? Is the red lights on the fuel generators. Those red lights on the fuel generators will think... You think ion fuel is a net negative? Ionized fuel just doesn't look like it's worth the time or the effort. It's not. The best setup that you can do is the one that I did. Okay, and here, and that is it's the most power for the least amount of trouble. Guys, found it. Don't worry about it. This is the plan that you want. Okay, nitro rocket fuel combined with diluted fuel in the blender and heavy oil residue. This is the key. These three right here are your backbone. All right. Boom, boom, boom. What you do with your fuel, what you do with your polymer resin, who cares? You can do whatever you want. This is what matters. Heavy oil residue, diluted fuel, and nitro rocket fuel. Okay, and now how do I know that I'm getting 100%? Well, what I've done is I've got a byproduct of 635.5 compacted coal coming out of these 25.5 blenders. And I have laid out all of those coal generators to take up this compacted coal. And I have like 400 of them. Okay. Underclocked at the perfect amount to eat up 637 and a half. So think of the manifolding that has to happen for it to get to its 400th coal generator. Or maybe it's 250 or something. I don't know. It's a lot. Yeah, no, it's the best combo in the game. All right, let's see if we can see those red lights. Cube, do you remember where the red lights were? What floor? And then what side of the factory? They're going to be on the ends. And then that'll be where the rocket fuel is just barely not making it. Right? That's the end. See the end of the line? And it's okay there. That looks okay. This is the end of the line here. It's okay. So most of these are banging away. And we worked hard for this. We worked really hard for this. Bottom floor. Well, okay. The plastic. Well, I made a lot of changes to the plastic. Okay. Oh, the side I came in to check the plastic. I misunderstood. I'm with you guys. Would be right here, right? There it goes. Right when we were watching. Okay. So this is this line right here. This is our boy right here. You're my boy, Blue. All right, and that means that it's just these two. It's this one or this one. How very interesting. Looks like neither. What is this? $150. Oh, there's 4. $150. They look okay. Is this? Which one's which? Did I forget? Did I make an ass out of you? Here it is. All right, it's fuel. Every once in a while. 94%. Remember, there was 25 of these, and 1 out of 25 is at 94%. So, not too shabby. Okay, yep, oil. Yep, it's oil. So, Mr. Oil, we meet again. Yeah, they're on the end, so that makes sense. All right. Yep, that's that. We've learned some things since here, guys. There's some things that are in this factory that I would not do today. Well, it's certainly not a train problem. So it's getting it out of here and up to, it's the bottom to the top. Okay. It's a line or a pump problem, like always. That was pleasant. It's pleasant for all of us. All right, let's go up there. I've got some I got some ideas. Is this our boy? Yeah. He shouldn't be that low. He really shouldn't. Should be fat. So these days I delete these, and I thought I already did, but alas, what are you gonna do about it, right? Oh, power. Just a little detail. is the old way of doing things. Okay. I fixed it, right? Yeah, I ran out of, it was the one on the end. I ran out of connections. I had to go delete the other one. All right. Now, this is one of those situations where you kind of just have to let it pump for a while, because it's 95% perfect, right? It's actually more than 95% perfect, because those are just the two on the end. Think of all the other bros, right? So it's 95% of the last two of 10. And I did cut it off for a second, so. Might get worse before it gets better. This was it, right? On the bottom floor? No. Silly. There's still an unpowered pump? Down here? I don't think so. All greens, all pumpy. Pumpy pump. Pumper still skin. I think we're good. I think I found it. So we have to let this go, guys, for a little while. There's no real way. The differences that we're talking about don't really manifest themselves until you wait over hours. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna move on to the next thing. Let's not call this fixed necessarily. Let's just call it addressed. Fixed is very final. I don't know if we're final here. We need to look at this again, because this is a problem stemming all the way back to the pyramid. Okay. I don't want to get too much into Mercury City Tower. Korethal makes a really good point, and that point is there are some inefficiencies, but all it means is that we're just burning a little bit less stuff. Whereas I think we have a bigger fish to fry, and that bigger fish is teal 1, teal 2, purple 1, and purple 2. All right, so we're gonna focus in on that. And by the way, one of the reasons that I was spending time on the rubber is because those trucks get brought in. All right, so lack of pressure conversion cubes. The problem at the towers, the kin towers, is lack of pressure conversion cubes. Number one, first and foremost. Okay, so we have to go there and we have to track that down. Sorry, my allergies are bad today. The wife opened the window. She got home. Nope. Okay. So let's go check out kin towers, guys. Because kin towers, this feeds rubber and plastic into kin towers, and kin towers feeds phase 4 space elevator parts into the factory that we're working on right now. All right, have a good night, Oki. So this is all part of, I'm going to tell myself that fixing this stuff is important because it's all part of the flow to the tower that we're working on. All right, so it looks like rubber flow is what has been singled out as the biggest problem. And perhaps copper flow as well. Although I did see the note that it looks like copper powder's fine. Pressure conversion cubes is in one of the purple towers. I can't remember which one. P1. And then here's the plan. P1, it's right here. Yeah, well, everything gets made in the tower for it, except for the rubber and the plastic. So, because, you know, you need a whole power plant to make those. So first thing I'm going to do is check the rubber drop off. Is this running dry? I don't think this is running dry. But that doesn't mean that there isn't a problem somewhere between this and the place that needs the rubber. Now we could check right here. 780. So that's good. Let's just start at the area that we know is a problem. And that's the pressure conversions. Looking at the 100%, guys. It says 100%. I don't care. Well, I was even cheating. Look. So it looks like radio control units. Okay. Wait, no, these are temporary. These are temporary. These are boosters. I was flooding the system. This is when I think it's fixed. This is so that, okay, that's what this is. I remember now. The reason that this exists is so that when I think it's fixed, I can blast the system with new pressure conversion cubes to help. Yes, those are the fake ones. Yep, I see you, Cubewave. Now, it still may be radio control units. Don't get me wrong, but this doesn't prove that it is. These are fake. This is a tool. This is a tool to blast the system. Again, having said that, so we got to find the real ones. Okay, we still haven't actually found a okay, that's backing up. Okay, so that means this tells me that it's not in the fuse modular frame line. Where's this going? It's going here. Okay. It's coming out of there. It's coming out of there. Sorry. Hey, stop it. Stop it. Going up. Going around. We're getting into rabbit hole territory here. So that is what that does say 100%. Okay. I'm gonna come back. Come back to that. Okay, this is radio control units. And yes, it definitely is. And I thought it might be because I read their notes, and their notes said it was radio control units. But not to get that confused with the fake radio control units. The pressure conversion cubes. Where's our feed of radio control? It's here. And here. Rubber. Okay, so the rubber's not backing up. That's what they said. They said it was rubber. How? Machines on this side. I mean, you guys know what I'm going to do, right? You know what I'm going to do. But let's find the math. We skipped the math on the other place. Let's find, now that Okie Sooner's not here. Let's find the math, okay? So what we have to do is we have to ask ourselves, who's using the rubber? In P1. It's not aluminum casing. All right, radio control units. Yes, we've established that. Who else? Cooling systems. Okay, so let's count it. Okay. 407. Is that too? Probably too small for you guys to read. So 407. Okay, this rubber is in P2. We don't have to worry about that. And this rubber is in P2. We don't have to worry about that. Okay, P1 rubber. Another rubber, 198. And another rubber, 150. That's 755. Now, I don't think any of these use rubber. Do any of these use rubber as a direct input? So I must be missing something. And it's the same thing that I was missing before. Okay, so here's our rubber. This is the cooling device's rubber. Right? I said 198. It's right there. Easy. Radio control systems. Emily says 330. It's this rubber too. What's that together? 407? Yes. There's the 407. Okay. 96 turbo motors. Is it the turbo motors? Is that what I forgot? That it direct feeds? It is. Okay. Okay. Plus 96. We're at 851. Okay. Let's track the rest of the rubber. So these rubbers right here. Modular engines. Okay, they're getting made. Oh, we counted that. We counted him. We counted him. Okay, we counted him. Mag field generators. What's the next thing? Flexible framework. Where's the framework? Flexible framework, that's in P2. Okay, so that's fine. There's the rest of the rubber. We're almost done here. The concrete. The iron plates in the concrete. And is that the quick wire cable? And the cable. The concrete. This is probably for the cable. It's for something. Oh, for the modular frames. Can't remember. But it's in P2 anyway. Okay. That's it. 851 minus 780. 71. 71 rubber per minute. We've been short. Upgrade the belts. Now, maybe in the back of my mind, at some point, I said to myself, oh, I'll just come back and upgrade this. But I didn't put it in my notes, so it doesn't count. To be fair, I did have an indicator already on this belt. So I knew something was up. Well, it's not a belt speed issue, it's a design issue. When I designed this, we only had 780s. So how do you say that it's a belt speed issue? It's design. I should have just run 2 belts up. That's all I had to do. I got 2 holes. So it's a design issue, right? I could have ran this up and we could have popped in the rubber. I could have popped in this rubber right here into its own dedicated. I could still do it. In fact, I'm going to. That's what I'm going to do. Why? We're gonna do it without the speed. I'm gonna put it back. I'm gonna do it the right way. The way I should have done it before. Okay. Oops. There's no way. I did it again. That is the solution. That's all I had to do. Okay, so instead of this feeding that, I just fed it with its own dedicated belt, and I built it around this. Right, that's what I mean. It was a design problem, you know? You needed to upgrade it all the way up? Interesting. I'm gonna let it run because what is this line? This is the line of heat sinks. Wasn't this 150? This 200. That's 200. So what I did is I routed 200 into here. It should be fine. That's backed up. That's great. Good to hear. Good to hear. And now these bad boys are, they got a manifold, right? As one does. We can help the manifolding along. This is a manifold. Oh, not quite. He's good. Maybe. Yes. Next one though will be low. Yes. No, he's there. He just got there. But you, my friend. Aha, we can help. Good there. Okay, so if that is true and our radio control units are all back on track, let's check it again. Fused modular frames are a much worse problem. How is the fused modular frames a problem? There's some stuff missing cosmetically. Interesting. Going to be, just because it doesn't make it doesn't mean it's not fixed yet. There's one. It's going to be close. There's manifolding still. No! Ow! We tripped failure. That one has 3. That one has 12. This one has 50, right? So if we drop this one in here, right, and we drop that one in there, that should be the last time. The fused modular frames, they're holding up the nuclear pasta. I don't think that that's true, Korethal. I think what we just fixed was holding it up. mean, look, we're making pressure conversion cubes. Well, it does take a long time to manifold, but I cheat. I just cheated. I dropped this in here, right? I preloaded. There are too many fused modular frames. They need heavy modular frame supply. I do not see a lack of fused modular frames. I see a lack of radio control units. Not after manifolding. I mean, look, they're backed up. Well, they're not necessarily fine. You have to remember, I have like 50 of every building, right? They're fine here. I get the point that Korethal's making. They're fine here. That doesn't mean that they're fine everywhere. See, here's the same issue, right? Radio control units that are manifolding. See, here's a whole nother branch of the manifold. By the way, that was already up to 91. That's a Hyundai. Now, do we use fused modular frames for anything else? They're fine at not 100%. Well, they're not at 100% because they're backed up. They're backed up because something else that's farther up their chain was missing another piece. Korethal, I am not following you on the fused modular frames. You are going to have to convince me. All right, because we have 10 pressure conversion cube assemblers, and I think they were plus 50 at all of them, plus 4 thermal propulsion rockets, and I think that they were 50 at those. Now, here's another possibility, Korethal. I don't know what changes you've made to your version of my save after the 2 paths diverged. And so there could be something funky that is going on in yours, but not mine. So we have to keep that in mind. My guess is that it was that rubber. That rubber, it was like 85 a minute? I think was the deciding problem. Let's check all of our pressure conversion cubes. Now, are these underclocked? They are, and so there's more of them than the 10 would imply. I'm checking 100%. It's probably 3, 3, 3, and then a 1/3. That's probably what it is, right? There's probably 3 floors of 3 plus 1/3, and that's the first floor. I'm sure that's what it is. Okay, same thing here. Hyundai. 95, 95. but we're on the up and up, guys. We're good. We're fixed. Want to see the clip if the fused modular frames are the problem? And I find out. No, I think the fused modular frames are actually okay. Now the pressure conversion cubes, that's a different story. And remember, I'm gonna cheat. So let's use our tool that we made, which is blasting. So I started blasting radio control units. I started blasting the radio. Now, you know what takes the longest to manifold, and it's not even close? It's the pressure conversion cubes. Because there's so few per minute. Pew, pew. I'm gonna do one more full 5 stack, and then we'll go take a look. Actually, I don't think we need to look at this tower. It was the rubber. I mean, is the rubber the only problem in this factory? I'm sure it's not. But was it the major cause of the problem that we were witnessing? I think it was. Let's check the next note. What else we got, boys? Not enough rubber. Got it. One of the particle accelerators is not actually connected to an output. Okay. He's saying it's in P2. Well, let's go over to P2. It's the final stop. Oh, I'm sure. Actually, oh, you said T2. Yeah, that makes sense, right? I actually have that in my note. Pressure conversion cubes is the red, I think. I can't remember, but if they're they go in this direction, right? So if pressure conversion cubes, they go like this, and you guys know how manifolding goes. The person at the end gets, oh my gosh, you know, the short end of the stick. Okay. Okay, middle particle accelerator on the left side, looking at the building from the outside. All right, let's head up. Yeah, pressure conversion cubes made in P1 and flow clockwise. Yep. All right, middle PA on the left side, looking at the building. There's bottom. This is the middle. right here. Oh, look at that. What an interesting piece of shit. Did you ever get it to work? Why is it all the rest of them work? Oh, is it floating? Do we have a floaty boy? Guys, we're floating. That's why. If you go back and you watch like the first few months of my very first series, I ran into this problem. And it made me go insane. I'm still a little bit insane from it. There's nothing to do but rebuild. See? Some kind of floaty shenanigans happening. And now we started nudging diagonally. Can't catch a break. Well, still says go F yourself. Why? He doesn't like to be touched, guys, okay? He appreciates his personal boundaries. No! As soon as it diagonal nudges, you're screwed. Hit the power. There we go. Got it. All right, all I got to do is hook these back up. And nobody wants to play nice today. Boop. All right, fixed. Good job, guys. Thank you, thank you. No, it's not the floor hole. It's the other particle accelerators around it. When I initially built them, I built them in an order that made it so that they didn't run into each other like that. But no, it's not the floor hole. You can absolutely build on top of a floor hole like that. It was floating a very infinitesimal amount, so much so that it wouldn't let it connect. I've seen it before. All right, let's go check T2, because Korthal's right. That is where the manifolding is going to be the worst. We can actually put on our ion pack. It's also made out of iron, and jet ourselves over there. Packaged ionized fuel. Well, we're getting some. What do we look like? Not very full. And this is how you stop manifolding. All right. Let's check them off, baby. Well, it doesn't surprise me, right? That rubber being lacking. Lack of pressure conversion cubes, we fixed that. Yeah, tire powder system is stalled. True. This is a fix at Tyrell Corporation. Yeah, it needs more copper. Well, we'll see. It might need another train. That might be the next thing we go to. Not the United Tower, but Tyrell Corporation building. I kind of want to check this 2 of 3 pipes only carry 300 instead of 600 buck. Because I bet you I've got a level a tier 1 stuck in there. We fix this. you talking about? Oh, that's at Tyrell. Okay. We fixed this. Fix that. This is still perhaps true. I think I fundamentally changed the nature of how the rocket fuel factory delivers both rubber and plastic. I think I did. So we're gonna call this addressed. Remember, these aren't done. These are addressed this evening. And then we let it go, and in a couple of weeks, we look at it again. This one as well, we also address that. Our 6 lines are all red, conflicts with the color scheme of the building. I addressed that. P2 isn't powered. The elevator at P2 isn't powered. Okay, we can fix that. And then we'll go over to Mercury City. And then we'll go to Tyrell. Tyrell. Yeah, it could be a train issue. Did I not leave a door to get in? Bro, I didn't leave a door. Oh, what is this? Look. There was a door. It was a single-sided door. What's your first step? It's a Lulu. Is this unpowered? I forgot to do this. I forgot to do that. Yay, fixed. It's amazing. Okay. All right, so we're gonna do United Tower. Some of these I'm just not gonna do today. Sorry. I'm not gonna do aesthetics today. I appreciate that you're making the note, but that's not today. We'll check this as well. And I bet you that is the same. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And one of them's probably a duplicate. So 4 to go. All right, Mercury City Tower has 3 of them. Let's go check it out. I don't know why I can work for hours and my eyes don't bother me, and then as soon as I get on the damn stream, you guys, I can't see anything. This tower is the only one with a walkway there. I don't know what happened. I traced them all the way back to the source and you only scooped 300s on those. Oh, like on purpose? Well, then how's it a mistake? Is it supposed to only be 300? It could have been. I don't know. The past mind of kin works in mysterious ways. I'm building a thing, and I had to program into the thing that I forget about things. Mercury. I haven't been in here in forever, you guys. Well, I think I have to say I disagree on the being starved for nitrogen. I mean, we'll keep looking, sure, but initial checks say that there's plenty of nitrogen. Turbo motors are not getting enough cooling systems. Okay. Now that's a problem. I agree that that is a problem. How very interesting. It says 98. Why didn't I export anything from Mercury? It's kind of the end of the line. Do you mean to another factory, or do you mean to central storage? What other factory? This is the last one in phase 4. My original vision was that everything up to and including phase 4 worked together, but in reality, this is the final factory of phase 4, except for the phase 4 space elevator parts. I mostly wanted to make the space elevator parts whole, except for rubber and plastic. Like, where would I ship these to? You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense? This is the end. This is, you know. 95%. Yeah, it kind of just happened, right? I had those 4 factories working together, and then I was like, oh, and then, you know, well, I mean, I'll tell you what happened. I mean, if the city, you know, this is what the city looked like, right? You have central storage. You have your 4 towers doing all of phase 1, 2, 3, and 4. You have Fixmas, and you have power. What the hell are we gonna do over here? That's basically what happened, right? And so, yes, I built the 4 towers there in that corner. And then we took Arasaka, and Arasaka looks something like... at least looks better than when I draw it, right? Arasaka is pointing this way. And then we just cut the city there. Yeah, dropping stuff off. Everybody would have to have their own truck. Sushi trucking is not good, as you can see with my rubber plastic dilemma. It'd be the same problem on a worse level. Well, it's the same. That is the problem we're having at United Tower. Okay. Yeah, we're having a water issue. Let's see the source. It's California stealing all our water. You're fat and full. Okay, is there a manifold system that is not working, or a load balancing system that is not working? Oh yeah, elevator. Going down. Lingerie. Is there not a weapons factory? I never got around to it, frankly. And don't call me Shirley. This actually looks like a water delivery problem, guys. This just looks like a fundamental water problem. You fat? You're not even full. Sit here for a minute, see when the trains come through. I don't like that. Be a head problem. See, I don't like that. I think it's a train problem. I do. I think it's a train problem. That's the key number right here, these 2602s. Let's see if we run out of water. But we really, really shouldn't. You're almost out of water. I'll pump it out of the small buffers. Well, that's what these are for. You know, somebody was saying in one of my chats in my YouTube shorts, so what we really need is a line graph of efficiency over time. That's what we really need, because then, you know, I could see, oh, this is getting better, right? Or, oh, this is getting worse. One second. I have to draw the line somewhere. I'm naked. taking off all of my clothes, turning into a booby streamer. It's technically out of the big ones. Why did I put this one here? That's the only one. Well, no, I guess there's two. Why did I do that? Doesn't sound like me. Maybe I was bench testing. I think I was bench testing, guys. I think I was bench testing, guys. I do not think that I was bench testing, guys. You might want to send that into Coffee Stain. Efficiency time charts would be really helpful. Oh, I don't know. I always feel like I'm probably the 50th person to say something like that, so then I don't do that, but I'm wondering if all the other 50 people are doing the same thing, you know? I'm sure somebody suggested it. You know, to the official area. Oh, look, the trains are on time. I don't feel like I did anything here. You are from Cali. All you, bro. I can't remember what I said. I'm just thinking. Trying to think of how I test this. I think we have to go to Tyrell and see if the water's backing up. Let's go. Thumbs up, let's do this. Thumbs up, let's do this. Hey, Ray. So this building has even more problems as well then? I don't think so. Typically, problems, many problems are just spider webs of the same one. Well, not typically, but it's possible. So I'm just gonna say that that's what's happening. I did bench test. Oh. I bench test guys. Oh, it's true. I remember saying that now. It's all coming back to me. Just like those experimental times in college. Hydrate. I think I have a fundamental problem with this launcher now that I just forgot about until just now. Boom. Right into the new building. Let's just launch down here. I was gonna get cute and make a new one, but Korethal, did you ever find where the teleporter is? Oop. Yeah, I can't be bothered with that. Okay, so we're here for first and foremost copper. And then water to United Tower. Hope you enjoyed. All right, let's look at the United Tower. Hancock. Is there more than one? No, not for United Tower. Trying to think. There's plenty of copper here. I don't think it's a belt problem. Do I want to fix the block signal? Where's the block signal? I thought the block signal was at the other. Oh, this one right here. Bing, bing. It's downstairs. Okay, we'll go down and look. Are we supposed to be missing one? Waterline East Dune. It would be the water. Water line is over here. So what do you guys think the problem is? The one at the exit is missing. Hey, good morning, exterminators. Thank you for the first time chat. I was here to cash in, but I see you're already flying around the world. Cash in? There is one missing. I mean, I don't know. Oh, but a goop. That holds up UT. You talking about that train? We're mixing our terminology, boys. These trains have nothing to do with any of the buildings in the city. This is a source of raw materials. It's not a destination for the cyberpunk city. It brings copper in. Okay, well, it also brings in a bunch of other shit for a bunch of other ones. It's not the UT train. Does that make sense? I can appreciate it brings copper in. And it does make sense, right? Because while this thing is unloading, it can't cross. Yeah, I mean, that was bad, right? Because it was blocking the intersection. Okay. All right. Took me a second, but I got there. I'm just saying it confused me because you kept saying the UT train. The UT train leaves from the top floor. I was like, what are you talking about? Yeah, I think of it more like it's bringing it in. But no matter what you call it, I appreciate this nice catch for sure. That's bad. It's very bad. It's very bad, okay? What does that train even say? The station? It says where the materials are coming from on the map. Water, lime, East Dune. This one, and then this other one. I don't know what it says. It's probably Rocky Desert. Copper, iron, lime, coal. I mean, I could definitely see it getting stuck in Musketerium. Yeah, so yeah, see, it would have gotten stuck behind him. Come on, let me see. There's the last of the copper. So we're gonna have to let that settle. But it's a good call for sure. Could that be also causing a water hangup? I don't think so. The source train for the UT is an ugly train. Derp, serp. Derp, serpent, lime coal. Right, let's try these. Bro, you're full. You're full. I'm really not convinced about the water train being bad. Okay, some comes from the train. You're right. And some come up. I remember that. I remember that. Now, I was trying to do some load balancing. Some shilly shenanigans. A shillelagh. And I think we might be past that now. Might be just time to send it. I don't think it's a supply issue, guys. I think it's a train blockage issue. I think Cube called it. I don't know if I want to fix the Mark 1 belts, because I put them there for a reason. Now, let me look at them just to be sure. But I mean, it's backed up. Yeah, no, there's a reason I have that there. I mean, it's backed up. It's a train issue. This is an easy call. And we have to let the train run. You know, it needs to get through a couple of full cycles. Now, this doesn't bother me. What would this fix? It wouldn't fix anything. I think it's a train delivery problem. And I think it's a cascading failure because of one missed block signal. I can't make it. I mean, it's the same story. We just got to move train. The other thing is, he's going to start catching up on copper. Slowly and surely, he's going to catch up on copper. May not be today. May not be tomorrow. But someday soon. That's not the Mark 1 you found. Where is the one you found? I think the one that Korethal was messing with was on this copper line for the copper train input. Come on. And give them all wombo combo. Honestly, I think it's the trains. Think about it, right? Like, think of all of them getting delayed over time because they couldn't pass. We got Gandalf over there. What are we gonna do? I think that what Korethal was messing with was on the copper line for the copper train input. So do you mean out in the field away from the Tyrell Corporation building? Think there's a problem out there? There could be. I don't know. I think it's more of a delivery problem than it is a supply problem. Go to the UT. Oh. Yeah, but all of those were backed up. I know we were going with this, and that's fine. All the belts were full. It's right here. Isn't it? This is one of them. I mean, look at him. He's so cute. He's not. I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying. Let's go. Let's see if we can find it. Where's the UT? Where's the input? Over here. Backed up because of the Mark 1 belts. I don't think so. UT is this copper. It's these copper. No. The very first train that I brought shit on, that had copper on it. I thought there was copper. Up to United Tower. All the copper inputs back to the merger splitter area. There's a reason for this. And this is not copper. This is iron, guys. This is iron. That's why I was like trying to figure out what you were talking about. This is not copper. And they're full anyway. That's not a mistake. That's on purpose. See? How much does this belt matter right now? It's the train. It's a train signal that we found. I'm gonna check it off. Boom. I couldn't prove the nitrogen. I forgot about the nitrogen at the top floors. Look how pretty this is. Full belts. That's the way to the Mark 1s on the copper line. Okay. The splitter merger area or further? You mean further. I'm sure you mean further. Guys, this is on purpose. You gotta trust me. Why else would I have that? Why do you even have that lever? Besides, the destination that it's going to is full. This is just a little rebalance trick. That's all this is. There's no big deal. It's not backing anything up. This isn't affecting anything. It's full belts after, it's full belts before. Does that make sense? Now, maybe there still is a problem, but we won't know until we let that train that has been unblocked for probably that's been blocked for like 700 hours. It's unblocked now, but we have to let it fall back into its own rhythm and then find if there's any deficiencies with that setup that we wouldn't have seen because we were looking for the big problem. Does that make sense? Wasn't before that copper train fix, so that's where. Oh, you found it. It looks nasty. It looked worse than it was. And then, yeah, because the copper's coming in. The copper's right here. I mean, it makes total sense, you guys. If this is dead, speaking of dead, I mean, I get it. But those rebalancers, I put it on purpose. Right, you saw them empty and you were worried that it was because of the belts. But in reality, it was because of this, what we're looking at right here. It was this. And look, we're backed up. See? So this has actually fixed itself. How the copper and the ore flowing out of UT drop off under the city. I was there. We can go back. We can go and look and see if the copper's catching up. I feel like what? We're being watched. I am being watched. Not very many people. I was trying to back into the hole I missed. Where should I take my screenshot? I know where. I'm gonna take it in the rocket fuel factory. Nope, missed it. Close one. You look at the UT drop off. Yeah. I was looking at that today. The big iron structure. Yes. I'm following you. And I've decided I'm gonna wait until 1.2 drops and see what the train hint today was. Okay. Where does it say that there's a hint? Like, is there something in the description that says what's in the hint? Everybody is like losing their minds over this, and I don't understand. I must be just missing something. I like, what hint? I don't know, maybe I'm just really stupid. Bro, coffee stains isn't even in the top, on the top page. Now arriving to the station. Who says there's a hint? Or some kind of surprise? I don't understand. I mean, I saw Total Eclipse made a video and Bits made a video. They're just using trains to do the number. Yeah, they were painting the tracks. That's exactly what they were doing. They're not doing anything else. And that's already in the game. People are freaking out about it, and I think it's a little silly. Should have done. Let's be honest. The new guy is not Jason Snut. Okay. He tries, but it's not the same. Yeah, what do you... It's just paint. They're just painting the tracks. They just painted it. And that's in. Everybody's freaking out about it, and I don't know, I think it's kind of silly. And it's like the content creators are, right? And then it's making everybody else freak out about it. It's getting late. Hold on. Let's go look at the thing. Yeah, it's just painting the tracks. There's not some secret. There isn't any, like, I don't know. Tracks weren't being painted. Yeah, they were. No. Okay, stop and think about this. Let's use our brains. Do you think that they would have taken something that is that complicated and would have screwed with everybody's save and not tested it in the experimental and just push it out to live? There's no way. They painted the tracks, guys. Occam's razor. Come on. There is no possible way there's some sort of secret train logic system that they didn't put in to the fucking to experimental. Experimental's been out for like 3 months. They're gonna wait and not put it in. There's no way. There's no way. It's just paint. And it's already in, look. Look, I can paint the tracks. Well, I can't because it's not 1.2, but it's already in. It's already in. All right, let's look at this. There's no way. I didn't mean to blow out your guys' headlights. Your headphones out. I was just excited. Korethal, you were saying something about this this mixing system. Is there something wrong with it? I think there was no problems with the iron. This iron is packed. This iron is packed. I don't care. Like, that's what this whole system is for. It doesn't matter if this one gets empty. It doesn't. Wow. All right, I see where. Well, that's the copper. That's the copper. The iron's packed. Yeah. That's the copper. Sorry, I thought it was 2 irons here for a second. The iron is more than fine. Issue's still the copper. I do think we need to let it run. Gaps in the lines. Where are the gaps in the lines? I mean, obviously copper's still screwed up. Have they not had surprise release stuff in the past? Not tested and experimental. Think how devastatingly bad of an idea that it would be to put something that fundamentally changed the nature of the game and not test it. It's a terrible idea. They're gonna add train logic and not announce it? There's no way. It's track paint, guys. Don't let the conspiracy theorists do this to you. I wish I would have seen how full that was. That's gotta be full. The other thing is too, maybe there's some kind of it's probably manifolding out up there and eventually it'll back up. That was a full train. I don't know. I think this iron is extremely robust. It is not the iron. The iron is good to go. Yeah, 2 weeks out to launch. And even so, when are they gonna actually let's pretend that's true. When are they actually gonna announce it? They just announced the due date or the launch date. If it was true, they would have announced it now. It makes no sense. None sense. Not to me, at least. Look, I think we need better train logic. But if I mean, look at all the bugs with the trucks. Here's their mistake. The media guys, those needed to be trucks. I don't know why in the world they didn't do trucks. The headlining update for 1.2 is trucks. I don't know why they didn't do the new. They could have done truck paths for you know, June 2nd. It boggles my mind. And then all of us, right? We're all a bunch of people that look for patterns. And we think to ourselves, oh, they did a train. I don't know, bro. They did the teaser in trains because they can spell in tracks. That's why they did it. Needed to be trucks. I don't know. I'm not impressed. And all it does is get people excited and over silly things. There are so many videos about it. It's like it's not their fault. The people that play Satisfactory are smart. Okay? On average, people that play this game and Factorio are smarter than the average gamer and smarter than the average person, right? Because we play games that challenge us, okay? And we look for patterns, right? And then and we exploit opportunities, right? And like, not exploit, but like take advantage. You know, that's how you build a factory, and you know, look for efficiency. And I just think the entire community looks at that video and goes, why in the world would they do trains? And there's really nothing in the patch about trains. That doesn't make sense. There must be something that we don't know. And to me, this is very clearly just color. I thought maybe like they hidden it, like, what's the secret? Like, they would have teased something. They would have said, there's something new that we haven't told you. That's color change, guys. It's changing color. They just put the red line there so that you can help you see it. Guys, we also landed on the moon. Okay, the Earth is also not flat. All that is a color change. Sorry. Yeah, they could have done curved roads. They could have gotten me in there. Somebody in there. Curve them out some roads. While I've been ranting, I've been watching this. Don't worry, I'm not just idly ranting. We're ranting with a purpose. Well, you covered up games showing the lines right before the train finished cycling. I don't think the problem is showing. Well, it's still running out of copper. It's going to run out of copper, right? It's about to run out right now. Oh, you covered up the game showing the lines right before the train finished cycling? Did you mean these were capping? Why does the train cycling have anything to do with it? I don't know. I'm not following. As long as they aren't empty. Agreed. As long as belts aren't emptying, leaving the industrial containers, they are fine. Agreed. But we're, as you can see, we're still not there. But here's my thought. Let's look at this blueprint. How much do we actually need? At 1285. So my guess is that we don't need how much. See, how much are we feeding? You see the problem? How much does this feed? It feeds 1560. But how much do we really need? We need 1285. Okay. So 20% of the time, this can be empty. And it'll still be okay. Now, what'll happen is eventually, and we can probably go up there and see this happen. Let's go up there and see it happen. I bet you, if I was a betting man, and I am, I bought crypto, baby. If I'm a betting man, I would say that we are absolutely going to be doing some manifolding with this copper ore. Do you guys remember where the copper ore drops in at? It's probably right here. Isn't it? Nope, that's... that. I counter that by also playing Star Citizen. Oh, being smart. I don't know. I think we just I think we look for patterns sometimes that aren't there, and then we have confirmation bias. Satisfactory players are a bunch of conspiracy theorists. Where's the end of the line? Be where the lights are. It's right here. Yeah, we're manifolding, baby. So we can, here's the cutting edge, right? We watch this. %. Again, I would have loved, all I would need here, guys, all we would need is a graph showing % change over time. And then we would know, right now we have to watch it. We have to estimate it. But if I saw that it was like at 30% 30 minutes ago, and now it's at 70%, I would know it's fixed. Done. Now I have to watch it. You can look at the transfer rates. I probably needs another train. It probably needs another train, guys. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna launch another train in the gap. Because the fact is that it is true that we're not getting rid of all of the copper over there. There's the hole. You don't think so? I don't know. I'm thinking about it. There's definitely feast and famine. Look at these back-to-backers. At least there's room. And by the way, they can come back-to-back. There's plenty of room for the truck, for the train. You kept it and it fixed itself. All right. Well, there's no rush, right? We know that it's better. So, you know, what we can do is come back to this, you know, in a few weeks and check on it. And maybe it'll have worked itself out. Another train would fix any problems. But there's a possibility, like every train that we add, you know, is that the one? Is that the one that locks us up? As long as no copper is leaving on there, and it's not, that means that it fully emptied. I made them really fast, didn't I? At the other time, I better go over there. That could be the real issue. I want to go over there and check. No. No. Not the delays. I messed around with some different delaying strategies, try to keep them, get them more spread out, but it didn't really work. Copper feeds into the iron, yeah. Just clearly at a much reduced rate, right? Go away. Where's the power, bro? There you are. I don't know what's gonna happen. Nothing. Ain't nobody got time for that. jumped into a sawed-off shotgun. It was fine. Ain't nobody got time for that. Pulls out an augmenter. Well, I didn't want to have to go track down real power, so I thought I'd just build fake power. Augmenter? This isn't where we need to do it. I know where we need to do it, you guys. I know where it'll fix it. I know the problem. Well, it'll make it fix faster. Wait, is there no... Guys, this is the problem. Look what everybody else gets. Everybody else gets storage, and these poor guys don't. Everybody gets storage except for them. How sad. It's enough to make you want to cry. It can't handle the stops. It's not robust enough for the stopping. What in the hell? Going out of my mind. Insane in the membrane. Screw it. Of course. So here's the magic happening right now. You see? These are shut down. This can fill up. And then because these are faster than that, we can do this. We've only been able to do that since, you know, Mark 6 belts. technically we don't need them, I don't think, but it'll be really nice to have them. Because look, this is just storing up. Look at all of that copper that we wouldn't have had access to. You know, because it'd still be on the belt. Now, when that train finally leaves, it'll dump it in. This is what we needed. I know why. Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. There we go. Really? It's not ideal, guys. Here. All right, it was mostly full. To be fair, it was mostly full. The hell is going on over here? All right, let's head back. What did we work on that was the most interesting? I think we go to the Rockaville factory. What do you guys think? For picture day. I thought these streams were canceled. I never canceled my Wednesday streams. Dude, the first thing out of that you say is always so antagonistic. Aww. I never canceled my Wednesday stream. It is on the schedule. Do you want to see? You want to see? Scheduled streams. What is this? Wednesday at 9 p.m. It started 4 hours ago. Cubewave knows exactly who that was. This isn't good, by the way. This irritates me. This was not here before. I wonder if I broke something. I thought these streams were canceled. Yes, guys, I canceled my streams. I canceled them all. Dude, I don't know what's up with that fuel being red. That's 98%. That's good. It's got to be one of these two. 90, 98? 98? I don't know, man. I'm not going to worry about it, but let's take some pictures. Is the power grid below 268? Let's look. Wrong place to look. It's right at 268. Why do you ask? Yeah, get the faster belts through the output, I think is really good. Let's do... I want a picture from up here. As I mentioned when we first got started tonight, I do have to, unfortunately, go to work in the morning. I've got work in the morning. All right, this is the string of machines that we fixed. We haven't had any pictures in here in a while. Oh yeah, I gotta love that forced perspective. Looks pretty cool. Well, listen, I know Korthal's already gone, but I appreciate you both kind of going through the save. You guys did a ton of work tonight, over the last few days and or week. Where's my cursor? There. That made tonight nice, you know, so I appreciate it. Get that ladder in there. All right, one more. $270 and $268 should be normal. Yeah, I think so too. Okay, that was fun. It was a chill night and short. I needed a short, chill night. I will see you guys Friday night for Star Rupture. I don't know if we can possibly finish it, but I really want to try. So we'll have to see. I'll save this for the members as well, this version. I'll do it right after the stream. All right. Okay, so if you are a viewer on YouTube, please take a second, if you would, like the VOD, like the live stream, and then this is we're at perfectly at 4 hours. It's right where I wanted to be. We made some progress. Didn't get sucked into a crazy project. It's perfect. I got to get up. I got a long day. You know, I have to actually go see people. And then YouTube, Twitch, we're going to raid. All right. I found who we're raiding. Appreciate it, guys. It was fun. I got to yell at Uber Troll. It's always a good day. Glad it worked well for you. Just realized I hadn't closed YouTube. Oh, okay. Oh, damn. I was trying to talk some shit. He heard us. All right, guys. Have a good night. I'll see you guys on Friday night.